What's up YouTube, CodFormin221 here, and welcome back to Company vs. 2 Online Replay Series. Is back after 2 weeks, roughly. Basically, my graphics card went bad if you didn't get the update video or followed me on Twitter. Basically, the graphics card went bad. EVGA shipped me a new one from California, which took a little while. And now I got the new one, and it works pretty well so far. So fingers crossed that it all, keeps working correctly and doesn't die after 3 months. So yeah, anyway, I'm playing as the Wehrmacht. Today's a great day to come back to COH2, mainly because we have these two new commanders. We have the Encirclement Doctrine, which has some cool things I'll go over in a little bit, and then we also have the Soviet Tank Hunter Tactics. Very cool. Anyway, I will be having a Call of Duty 2 is coming back to this channel, just in case you're wondering. I will finish up the series. I have it all recorded. I just need to mix them down, and I will upload them and finally finish that series I started probably in 2012. So, stuff gets done eventually sometimes. So that's going to be coming out. Also, on September 16th, Total War Rome 2, I'll be starting a new campaign for Octavian, the Imperial Edition. Probably, I'm not sure all the details on that campaign yet, but I've been watching a little bit of Rally Point. That looks pretty cool, and it's a free upgrade, and there's some cool new buildings and stuff. So, don't think I forgot about Caesar and Gaul or the Sweden campaign. Those should continue. Well, if I sound a little different, I am a little sick with a cold, so that's why I sound different. Anyway, you can see we have my Pioneers moving in. The only way to really hold this town in the beginning, especially against a lot of Soviets and, well, basically a conscript spam and riflemen, is to get machine guns. So in every corner we have machine guns. I'm covering this left flank here. You can see he's covering the mid, and I'm covering the right flank. He's covering the left flank there. I hopped in this building just to deny them this building, and they're pouring in rounds into the window, which really isn't good for me, but I'm reinforcing with some grunts. Now, when I thought I'm going to click an order to get them behind this little wall here, but they're actually not going to go into cover, which is kind of weird. See how they're not in cover there? And that guy got destroyed. Anyway, point blank with riflemen is not going to go too well for us. We do have the Car 98s, and they do have the M1 Grands, which are semi-auto. I did just lose my Pioneer squad, which is good. And one of the great things about this map is it's actually it's all urban on this left side, while on the right side it's more like foresty, anti-paratrooper, especially around here. Right along this trench here, they actually showed the that was part of the trailer for Western Armies DLC, and that should be pretty good. And he actually hopped into this little, I just want to call it a guard post with his rear echelon troops, and they're right in the face of the machine guns. Maybe he's trying to get some, trying to get some intel, maybe see where the machine guns are, but they're all pretty much in a line there. They're all covering each other's backs. You can see these rear echelon troops are forced to rout. I do not want to lose my my grenadiers in this house. I will be pulling them out soon, but I think deny the enemy a little bit longer. This machine gun here is in a great position, because it's the Maximin has a smaller arc of fire, so it's actually perfectly lined up for the road here. It's going to be hard to flank this thing, except from the far left, which is another machine gun covering. So Remix is going to kind of spam machine guns back at us, and he did actually. Adam the Great put down a fighting position here to cover the center, and they're actually being pushed back pretty hard on this right side. Sorry about that, I had to blow my nose, but I'm going to keep trooping. Keeping a trooper. We're going to keep going into this battle here. Had a lot of fun on this battle, actually. Well, later on we get the StormTroopers, which are basically just like the recon troopers. So this Doctrine does have passive sprint. It's 5 seconds, it's 10 munitions. I don't think it's really, if you're trying to get around a machine gun, it can be worth it, but if you misuse that, you're just using up munitions that you really need. But we have look at this machine gun. I was like, okay, I can do the arcs too. So I'm kind of covering this side here. I don't want to put my men in the building. I just want to take away this munitions from these guys. And it's connected up because we have this point here. Yeah, you can see where we can see we're going up against Adam the Great here. God, his tongue tied there. And Remix. Anyway, my guys got kind of stuck. Like, what I didn't get was, I understand that this guy's a little slow, but the majority of the squad is out of that. And now they should not be pinned there because no one's in that arc. So I just instantly deployed. This is the first time you're going to see the StormTroopers on my side. Originally troopers from World War I that were designed for They actually killed my MG there with the Molotov and the grenade combination. StormTroopers were originally designed in World War I to assault trenches at night. Well, not necessarily at night, but just basically to assault trenches. And I was so close to getting out of this arc, but once again, 2 guys get stuck. I'm going to be forced to retreat here. These guys do come with the anti-tank combat package, which gives you a Panzer Schreck. Well, I'd prefer the StormTroopers assault rifles. Or the MP-44s. And they give you 4 of them, so all your men are heavily equipped. They kind of remind me of the Oversodon with those infrared scopes, but it's more expensive to equip 4 guys with those, and they're very deadly. This guy's harassed with the utility car. At this point I got kind of nervous because I saw how far our allies have been pushed back, and I'm like, oh boy, we gotta keep holding this town here. I'm moving up with my MG. You know, if we can just hold them along this bridge line here, we would be able to bombard them with mortars and cut them off on that choke point there. See the right, I'm playing around with grenadiers. These guys are stuck in the stream, the conscripts. And you can see the PGs are getting ready to go against the captain. Now, captains are pretty good because they do have 2 bazookas. Yes, 2 bazookas still, a Thompson, and 2 M1 Grands. But you gotta keep in mind, they're really designed for anti-tank. Not so much anti-infantry. And they're launching smoke grenades, and you can see, you know, I swear my ally here, we were just on the same page. We got machine guns, we both got a mortar on the same time. We're both using them effectively. We're just pounding this area. You can see all the dead troops right here. I'm gonna try to flank around, get in the house. Once again, it seems pretty common for American players to, like, Adam the Great to use an ambulance and use a captain. I'm sorry, a major to, like, keep their troops, like, just have that forward retreat point to heal them up. It's actually pretty smart, but it can backfire on you if a bombing run comes in or something and wipes out most of your force. Now you can see this MG, this machine gun's basically going to get overrun by the Panzer Grenadiers here. But there's always more. Anyway, I put my men in this house, I saw the car pull up and I had to pull back there. These 30 cars are quite dangerous. Anyway, you can see I'm going to build a mechanized company. And that'll give me access to Panzer Grenadiers. I actually don't think I use anything from this building in this match, believe it or not. It's kind of funny. Let me double check. Yeah, I think I don't use anything in this building. It was kind of a waste of fuel, to be honest, because I don't really use that. I'm using these guys basically as my Panzer Grenadiers, right? And I don't use a scout car, I don't have the ATs. Yeah, so basically just wasted fuel on that building. But I don't know that yet. You can see this car, I'm telling my ally to turn, you know, put on the incendiary rounds or something. Don't let this car outflank us. He's really going after these PGs. By the way, Green, whoever this guy is, Green, it's kind of funny. So Green is basically putting down fuel caches everywhere, which is really helping us. 38 fuel per minute really helps, and it helps out this guy to get the light tank, which will utterly destroy this guy car, so he has to run away. My mortar's even trying to kill it by readjusting. It's kind of interesting. And you can see it's just blob, really. A little bit of blob warfare with a lot of infantry in this match, especially in this town. And, you know, once you figure out the correct paths of where infantry are charging at you, and you can, like, predict them, you can actually make them run into the grenades. You gotta have quick timing. Panzer Grenadiers will hands down beat the conscripts. Anyway, you can see those guys are gonna have to fall back. They are starting to get this artillery though, which is quite good. The pack howitzer, pretty good on an urban map. I don't use them very well, but they're really good at taking down buildings. You know, they're not a Katusha after all, which are still a little overpowered in my opinion. You can see this guy, once again, set up the major with the ambulance. How many riflemen is this? Like, 2 riflemen. Wow, 2 paratroopers, a rear echelon, and a lieutenant. Like, this guy is pretty heavy on infantry. And speaking of a Katusha, I believe one just... That truck's still around. It sounded like there's a Katusha shooting at me. That's weird. Oh no, it's just that. Yeah, if I were you as a coming from this side, you know, where the allies are, I would try to level these 3 buildings right here. Wow, that's a frame drop. Just these four buildings, these corner buildings, because that'll stop the MPs basically. Anyway, that light tank is just going to decimate the infantry. I mean, there's really anything to stop him right now, and he's just going to push forward. Besides, you know, they have an AT gun way back there, and they're starting to equip all their men with the rifleman flamethrowers. Can be good and bad. Bad if you're bunched up and one guy catches on fire. But if you see rifleman flamethrower, just know they went the rifleman commander, and you could be seeing some easy 8s at some point. And he's helping me reinforce my men, which is great using this half track. He kind of pointed that out to me, so I do appreciate that. I said thank you. But then, you know, great flank from the orange player, Viper. However, he's getting into buildings, which is going to slow down his attack a little bit. And the fact that they have flamethrowers right here. They're actually shooting flames at each other, but the guys in the middle are going to be more effective. Well, not as effective because they're in the thing. And then a T-34 pops out. I wasn't, you know, just in time I get my Panzer IV, right? But he's got to fall back and he's going to lose that half track. Wow, you can see this guy got, like, thrown from the car there. I need to optimize this game for my new graphics card, which I haven't done yet. But anyway, the Panzer IV is going to come in, and it's actually going to bounce off the slanted armor of the T-34 here. This T-34 is going to be a menace. And you can see, you know, this combination of the Panzer Grenadiers and these Pioneers with the flamethrower are just killing lots of infantry. I was like, you better hope that thing stays behind that building. the half track there. If I see a captain, so I'm going to fall back. You know, I don't want to lose. First, I'd probably lose my tank there. It's just not worth it. And because they were grouped up here, I did manage to kill 2 men in the lieutenant squad, or the captain squad, and the 2 men in the conscript squad that were bunched up right here. This building is smoking, literally. Anyway, we have these StormTroopers equipped. These guys do look pretty awesome. They are now equipped with the MP44s, basically. Sturmgewehr 44. Veer and Vierzig. And these guys do become invisible, actually, believe it or not. Like, they, when they're hidden, when they're in cover, they become invisible. Yeah, they get ambush tactics. Cannot capture points. Interesting. These guys captured points earlier, I think. That's interesting. It says they cannot capture points. We'll see here. Yeah, that is a much faster decap rate. Oh yeah, then I'm in negative cover and I see this thing. I'm like, okay, probably a good time to pull back here, especially since I spent 100 munitions on these guys. But you know, those 4, I guess they call them meat grinders or something. I'm grabbing more tanks. My allies haven't repaired me, so we're having a good team effort here. They're gonna. I knew there's a Katusha. Where is it? Yeah, this Katusha just collapsed my building here and killed my men. And I see artillery going in. I'm like, okay, time to fall back. So my allies really want to attack, but you know, once they get a Jackson out, his light tanks are screwed. You should only really build one of these because you know they're probably gonna have armor. It's 15 minutes in the game, you know. You know, I do my own little armor push here. I can't believe like my tanks got stuck on each other and just wouldn't kill this AT. So I got an extra hit on it, and remember you hear the oorah. I'm not going to completely fall back with all my tanks. I'm afraid of an anti-tank grenade, but like that one just bounced off. But I'm going to keep my tanks at range so they can keep shooting at the infantry if they pull up. And then with the Panzer Grenadiers help me capture this. So I was pretty sure he's going to recruit this, which he is. I think that's kind of a waste of your men because I can keep shooting at this, and it's actually, ooh, smart. He's actually reinforcing off his half track there. At this point, I'm forced to fall back. This is a really cool camo. I wish I had it. Looks like kind of like a winter camo almost, with the lights on top of the Sherman. Just cool stuff. Now you can see the infantry just getting decimated with the machine guns here, and they're even trying to kill. It was a vet 2 infantry squad. You don't just want to let them die like that. But they do manage to kill my, wow, those guys actually blew, the divisional field gun killed my poor engineer. You can see my tank is falling. It's falling back there. Anyway, it looks like these guys just captured a point. Cannot capture points. Well, they're probably going to change that, I'm sure. I think these guys should be able to capture points. I mean, you're paying a lot for them. They're not like a 120-man unit partisan. 120 manpower partisan unit. They're going to keep this kind of road, using their artillery quite well. 10 kills already. And I try to like kind of flank around. I see the gun in the little river here, right? So I try to flank them, but the machine gun's very good at watching this road here. Another machine gun watching this side in case I were to flank around. Yeah. So you can see through the machine gun here, we do have a Panther with a damaged engine, probably from some conscripts, and I'm going to try to repair some of my tanks here. I brought the engineers up, but I just started a repair order on them. You can see they're kind of massing around this side. There's 3 of them. We do have an SU. On this map, I would recommend the SUs only if you're going to be specifically fighting over the center point. Like if you have a couple SUs along here, that would be good. But I would not recommend an SU for urban maps, especially if it's more like this city here. Because you're going to get easily outflanked by a Panzer IV. And I'm calling it a break supply line right here, I believe. This is a new thing. Basically, it's going to hurt the fuel cache, or whatever cache is here. And it's going to neutralize the point. Or it should neutralize the point. Never mind, if it has a cache on it, it doesn't neutralize the point. This is actually great for like neutralizing fuel and other things behind enemy lines. Like if I wanted to neutralize like this. But yeah, I guess it doesn't do anything if there's a fuel cache on there. It's good to know. I didn't know that because I couldn't see with the fog of war because you can see right here. Anyway, you can see I massacred that whatever crew was back here. And I'm forced to hop in the building, which is good because I actually kind of dodged this, but I'm going to lose another one of these squads. They don't have a ton of health. And when you have 18 conscripts shooting at you in a tank, you're probably not going to survive. He's actually trying to kill this building here so I don't spawn out of it again. Yeah, buddy, there's a lot of buildings. You got to kill them all, dude. Oh man, he is. That's a small one. I'm not going to hop out of that one. Now you can see Adam is going to be using his Jackson tank destroyers to go after the Panzer IVs. Later on we'll see something fun with one of his Jacksons that I do to it. Anyway, up here, a bunch of airborne troops. You can see 2 squads charge this guy, and they're trying to lay down a satchel. Thankfully, it's not like a penal troop satchel where it just gets thrown. It actually plays it, and I was able to wipe out all the men here. But the PaK-43s are really good against the Americans in this kind of long-range fight, and they got to be careful now because it's watching the center. They're going to keep using the Katyusha though, which does have 2 kills so far. They're actually flanking me, which is really good right here. I'm forced to fall back. I'm going to try to get this guy out of here, but he does die. You can see just the mass waves of like 6 infantry squads are assaulting him. And White Foster's. I thought they were going to actually hop on this, pack and try to use it. So I'm going to move up my tanks here. I do not want to see them do that. They're a little bunched up, so we aren't taking a lot of shots at them. I don't know why. He's kind of waiting with his lieutenant. It looks like his lieutenant wants to do it, but is a little waiting for some extra men or something. And then boom, I just get whacked right by these Hellcats. I'm forced to fall back with this tank. My other one's kind of messing around back here, not really doing anything. And you can see, he's getting close to getting his squads wiped out there. He's got to be very careful. Remember, it's a lot cheaper to replace a squad than to reinforce a squad than replace it completely outright. So this is called my Grenadier Patrol. I'm going to try to get rid of some of these caches over here. And they're actually going to start launching some artillery at me. So I see a vulnerable spot with the artillery. I start launching some riot grenades because I want to get rid of this machine gun here. And we do pick up their bazooka. Unfortunately, they dodge it, and then the tank comes. I see the ambulance here, so I'm like, okay, that's where he's kind of gathering his forces. I'm sure there's going to be a major around there at some point. This guy's already set up his major, obviously. This is the first thing on the Doctrine breakthrough where you actually use fuel. These tanks can actually decap stuff. And I was very happy to see that tank go down. You know, I hate it when the tank has like no health. It says main gun destroyed, and then it like gets away. Anyway, just as that, they're doing another massive assault on this side. I'm forced that, you know, look at this. Mass infantry assaults. Let's call it an American blob. Anyway, I have my Panzer IV. Just gonna start taking some shots with our 2 machine guns at this guy, and I have some machine gun on the ground here who's also shooting. And then my allies machine gun here needs to be reinforced, and I have a mortar going down. So that's 14, 15 kills now, which is pretty darn good. Yeah, we also have the Maxim right there. A menace, that's for sure. And the Katyusha rockets start coming in. I've had Katyusha rockets wipe out full Pioneer squads. So I'm not going to mess around at all. I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to pull back and keep repairing my tank because the main gun destroyed. I'm going to grab a second engineer to help get my men reinforced. To help my men reinforce my engineers that are currently working on the vehicles to help speed up the repairs. And also to help out any of my allies that may need help. And I might try to repair some of the Pack 43 here that gets damaged. The machine gun, I'm not too worried. You know, I figured out this would probably actually get killed. It seems like this guy is really anti-building. I think he's paranoid having to keep popping out men. But until he takes out this building or this one, these are my 2 main buildings I'm going to be using on this side. I clicked the sector artillery, closed the pocket, and it randomly targeted over here. So I don't know how this exactly works. It looks like it attacks all kind of enemy territories. I don't know, it seemed like 200 munitions for pretty much a waste because nothing was in the sector. I thought it was like a sector artillery. Like, okay, yeah, you know, let's just put the artillery down where I want. But nope. I mean, it doesn't do anything to the territory. I haven't seen any kind of mortar down. Reconnect the territory. I don't know. Maybe that reconnects my territory. It's a little confusing. Back attacks. Yeah, that's just weird. Anyway, you can see the Americans, you know, their blob is paying off. They can just retreat back to this major. And we're pushed out of town again, which really isn't good. We're kind of our front lines along here. And you can see that scout car got destroyed. Let's just double check. They're all still... Yeah, they're all still here. I have 83 kills and 62 deaths, so that's not great. Anyway, there's 3 of us in the town right now. We basically shifted everything over to the left. That's where most of the resources are. You know, you have to send an occasional tank or 2 and some infantry to keep taking this point, but usually people don't defend this. They usually go like right for this point, and then these 2 victory points right here. So I'm going to start flanking this MG because, well, I don't want him to lose his man there. So I'm going to start moving in everything I have. And that was a great, looked like a mortar shell actually hit. I'm going to lose my Vet 3 mortar, unfortunately, due to that Katyusha. But we will be able to wipe out this Maxim crew just charging it head on because we did numbers. I'm starting to upgrade my men. Okay, there's a critical fight here, right? Let's just pause it for 1 second. You can see that the my tank hit its rear armor, and now my armor's exposed. So I'm going to back up, get my front armor, and then be able to hit his rear armor with my tank here. He's forced to fall back. His main gun is destroyed. I'm going to push in and take out his Vet 2 T-34. Now, he has a AT gun here, so I'm going to use this new ability. No, I'm not. I'm just going to blitz out there. Never mind. I'll use that later. So anyway, we're still trying to take out this munitions cache. Just probably just throw a bottle grenade at it and finish it off. But I don't want to waste the munitions. These guys also have tactical advance. It's really just, I'm going to use this later. It just makes your men, if you stop moving, they'll just like, they'll become super accurate. It's awesome. We also have hold fire. It's debatable if that's useful or not. So yeah, the buildings are pretty much destroyed. I was wondering who was doing that, but it was this T-34. Worried about us. This is a great spot for a pack because it can see all the way down this road practically. And yeah, these guys can definitely capture points no matter what this little description says. So, and I'm gonna start shifting all my men over to here because I see another Soviet attack, and I got hit by this artillery, and that basically killed almost my full squad. So I'm forced to fall back. These guys haven't upgraded. It takes a while for them to get their advanced weapons, if you can call it that. And I'm getting hit by a Vet 3 captain. Thankfully, that got destroyed by the pack. I'm going to fall back before I lose this tank. And see, we're really setting up a defensive line along here with the bunkers and the pack. So, anti-infantry, anti-tank, pretty good classic, you know, textbook on how to set up defenses. And this can actually shoot through buildings, so just keep that in mind. As you can see, the Vet 2 Panther is actually going to get surrounded a little bit by, or flanked by this captain here. But I'm keeping my tank here at distance. I'm being, you know, this, I wouldn't recommend this necessarily. Oh, nice. Whoa, was that a leg that just went? Holy, this was a leg that just went flying and bounced off that tank. It is a rocket strafe by the U.S. Air Force. And this will pretty much, looks like both of them are doing it. But yeah, that'll pretty much take out a tank. It's pretty effective. It takes it down to very low health. Anyway, I have my Grenadiers, you know, both with, I got caught on fire, both with their MG42s to try to, you know, keep taking out the infantry that are trying to push up. But they are Vet 3. Not a lot of kills, they just have taken pretty much a lot of damage. Yeah, the other Panther is back. They're going to launch some artillery, it looks like, on this. A bombing run. Wipe out that pack. And I'm still repairing the tanks here. Actually, let's just finish. I need to shift over to this tank right here. I have a machine gun moving up. We're kind of containing them along the river. Like, kind of containing them. Yeah, we're along this river, and they actually are repairing. Mostly because Remix went Katyushas. That's something that drives me crazy. The Katyushas, when there's multiple ones, and they just keep constantly bombarding me. I mean, they're effective, right? You know, they're almost taking out this pack here. I mean, when you have a stable, like an artillery piece or a giant AT gun, I mean, it's great to do that. Anyway, you can see these guys from the wreckage just are using an American bazooka captured. He's on HE rounds right now, and another major assault's coming in right here. I need some support. I just have one tank that's badly damaged. I'm bringing over my Vet 2 tank here. Oh, we do a lieutenant. We do a lieutenant and a captain and a lot of bazookas. Now, if they targeted right here, they could have killed a lot of my men, but they didn't. You can see with all the bazookas, you know, they shocked my crew, and I gotta pull back. I'm actually going to use this breakthrough tactics basically to get my unit out of there rapidly. It's basically like a free blitz, but I paid 40 fuel for it and it lasts a long time, which is good. It also seems to improve the speed of my vehicles. I almost feel like they were deadlier with that. I don't know. When I pull my vehicle to a relatively safe location or so, I think, and then I see the Jacksons and the Shermans moving up, and I'm like, okay, time to pull back. And they actually, look, they captured our Pack 43, and my allies clicking, you know, like, attack here, and I managed to blow that up. It was low health. Hoping not to lose my tank here, so I'm going to back up. You know, this free kind of, well, not the long blitz really helped, and I've actually made a StormPanther. I meant to make a Panther, but I don't really use this very much, so, this building. But it'll be good against infantry, especially those kind of infantry blobs. You can see it's kind of high explosive, so. But yeah, I see an ISU 152 here, and I'm going like, oh my gosh, you know, this massive group of men here, just with all the tanks, massive assault, they pretty much just push us all the way out of the town. But with another bombing run, they're going to retreat. And it lands right on that ISU 152. Very deadly, still kind of a little overpowered if you can use it right. Keep it at distance, you know, keep spotters and everything. I mean, this thing's very, very powerful, especially when you get two of them. You can see on the right side, we all kind of, looks like, yeah, no, two of us, we both went with the StormTroopers. Oh, okay, quick, okay, so this guy hopped out of his tank right here, and I was like, okay, because I saw he was captured, I hopped my men out of this building, got in his Jackson, and I'm now going to try to destroy his tank here. I would have destroyed this too. Well, my guys get killed, right? I get that one. I'm trying to use the armor. I click the armor piercing, and then he says, "Wow." He's upset. He barely got away with this tank. He was lucky. He was very lucky. I thought it was funny that I actually hopped out of the building into the tank. And you can see he's actually trying to destroy buildings now too. They're kind of paranoid about me dropping men out. Like most. Oh, I used to close the pocket again, which I guess does that neutralize the points or something? I guess it attacks isolated units. I still don't figure out exactly how this one works. The close the pocket. Oh, it's actually killing units that are isolated. It's actually pretty good. Okay, now I get it. It's just not... Okay. I know you can see his front line is collapsing. This is a time when you get rid of the established tree point and retreat. You know, get rid of this forward established tree point and get out of there. But you can see he's not. And my ally, I believe, is actually going to drop a bombing run right on this major right here. You know, he does have a little beacon there. He's a big target. That'll come in a little bit. I figure now is the time. This is our major assault game. I gotta contribute. I gotta get rid of this, this ambulance. I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. I mean, we basically, with this King Tiger and all the support of all the units of the Panthers and the Panzer Force and the High Vegetancy, we should be able to push these guys out of here. But you can see they're trying to. They just have too much infantry. They kind of spammed infantry. And they're all bet 3 for the American player here. But yeah, you can see these guys turn invisible when they're in cover like snipers. Pretty cool units overall. I do like the StormTroopers. They'll be part of my my armies to come in the later videos. I'll be doing on computers too. I'll try to get you some of these new tactics from the Tank Hunter tactics videos. So you can see they're all kind of retreating back up here. And my allies are smart. Like, I'm not saying these guys, enemies aren't, but they're kind of realizing where that guy is and what are good targets. Like, I really want to see. I want to see that run going. So I am reinforcing. I never look back at my. Like, I didn't know this was destroyed. I don't look back at my base when I play. I always have my camera up towards the front lines, and I click on these to bring men up to the front line. So if you ever see, some guys sitting at base, I show that in my videos, because I'm not looking back there. I always try to keep my eyes on the front line, see what's going on. I don't like to, I feel like I'm getting taken out of the action. Or I might miss something to see to quickly withdraw some troops or something. Same thing. Like if I click on the troops, I just press T now. That's like the most useful thing for retreat. I mean, you can use some of these hotkeys here, like F, but T is the most useful, I think, of all the shortcuts. Anyway, these guys are just gonna push forward. But I do have the Panzer IVs that are veterans E2 with that skirt armor, so that should stop them. Forced to fall back here, the blob again, 4 conscripts. I kind of don't care they killed that what was it called? It's like a Storm Panzer. I don't really care they killed that, because this Bet 3 tank trying to be a sniper almost died. If I had killed this tank there and got away, I thought that would have been the funniest thing. Anyway, you can see here's the bombing run going in, because he knows where that major is. And that basically killed a ton of people with the ambulance. So yeah, he should have put it a little bit, like directly on this. Like I wouldn't care about the ambulance. I'd care more about, getting all the guys. But these men are down to all these guys are down to 1 or 2 men in their Bet 3 squad. I guess there's a small cut on that video because my computer ran out of memory, so we're back. All you missed was the King Tiger got destroyed there, as you can see. Let's do the Su-85. A couple SUs, the Jackson tank destroyers, and the AT guns. So we got another Stiga coming in, which will probably be around here. Actually, that was my Stiga. Basically, I was using that new thing, the breach supply lines, which actually cuts off their fuel there. So it basically bombs that target area, and it cuts off their fuel. So it's a little late in the game to be doing that, but now I know what it's used for. It's not really good on stopping points. Let's be playing around my grenadiers here. The SUs can shoot them all they want. They're doing a lot of damage. Now the mass conscripts that are behind them are going to do some damage. I'm trying to get after the artillery there. You can see the Katyusha still raining in on the front lines there. actually quit right there, and that's where they surrendered because his army at base got destroyed by the Stuka when they retreated. Here's the kills and deaths. Hope you guys enjoyed. Got it from me, T21 signing off. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.